G'day and welcome to AFL Legends Unite. I'm Darryl Atkinson. Today we're going to be previewing tonight's game between Adelaide Crows and the St Kilda Football Club. A lot of problems with Adelaide away. They just clearly are not a premiership side. They definitely look like at the start of the year. I thought they might have been, but that performance against Geelong kind of was really the straw for me. They just can't. They're not a good side. They're not a good side against, a top 8 team that's not playing Adelaide. Like Adelaide's a fortress. They go to the MCG or, for instance, in Skills or Simmons Stadium, I should say. They take on Geelong and they get trampled over. This isn't really the first indication of where Adelaide are at. That's last week. Not the week before, because they would have been at home, wouldn't they? They were. The week before that. Well, no, the week before that they took on Brisbane. They did win by 80 points, but Brisbane were very inaccurate in this. They still had one more behinds than Adelaide did. But if Brisbane were accurate, then it would have been like maybe a 30-point win to Adelaide. Brisbane were pretty good in the first quarter. Adelaide really took a long time to get control of the game. They just did not look good at all. And then the week before that they took on Melbourne. They lost that by 41 points. They're absolutely blown away against the D's, and that was at home. I know some people may be probably a bit confused, saying, "Are you sure it was that?" And I'm telling you, it happened. I don't think it was. It wouldn't have been televised. It would have been, because that was the Essendon Geelong game was televised in Melbourne. Nevertheless. And then the week before that, so round 7, they get smashed by North Melbourne, remember? North Melbourne 64-0 in favour of the Kangaroos. They're just not, like, they're dangerous in Adelaide, but you take them out of Adelaide and they're just not that dangerous in the end. They're just, they're just like a very confused, it's like you bring a cat home, adopt a cat from a shelter, you bring it home and it's all confused and it's like, doesn't know, where it is or what sort of territory it's in. And that goes with Adelaide. That's Adelaide right there. They just go to they go interstate and they all get confused and then they start playing really bizarre football. But this is at Adelaide, and I think this is going to be a close game, actually. I think they might win this by 4 goals. St Kilda are a decent side. The Saints have been playing decent football this year. I think they had a bit of a rough time against the Western Bulldogs, I remember. And I think they had the bye last week. Hold on. Pretty sure they had the bye last week. They did have the bye last week. And the week before that, they got dominated by the Dogs, which was highly disappointing. But and they got smashed by Sydney. So yeah, a couple of losses in a row. The last win against Carlton by 19 points. But before round 8, they were a very decent side. Between round 2 and round 8. Round 2, they I think got their first win. Yeah, they did. No, they didn't. They actually defeated themselves against West Coast. They had way more scoring shots against West Coast. West Coast won by 19 points, but how many scoring shots? More scoring shots there. They had 6 more scoring shots than West Coast and lost. So you can imagine the inaccuracy in that. But they've been showing some signs. Obviously, they should have won by 90 to 100 points against Brisbane. They knew where their goals were. That's one thing I've noticed about St Kilda. They've been a very inaccurate side this year. Their forwards just, like, they can get into the forward line, but their accuracy is just horrendous. Like, even against Collingwood, they had 6 more behinds than goals. Round 5, is that the first time they actually were accurate? I can't even see them. Oh wait, there they are. Yeah, they were too. They got trampled over by Geelong. But, yeah, 30 points. I'm going to go 30 points. I'm, like, slowly extending it. I know, right? But, yeah, it's just that sort of year. It's just sort of a year where you just get a coin out and you just flip it. Heads or tails, doesn't matter. Nearly anybody can beat anybody. It's just that sort of year. And that's why I guess more and more people actually fall in love with Aussie rules lately, is because it's just so unpredictable. Like, you look at last night footy, everyone thought it would be a close game of football, and Sydney smash Western Bulldogs. It was an absolute flogging. And you would have probably put your money on the Dogs just with history with Beveridge and how the Western Bulldogs play in Sydney is pretty good. But last night they get absolutely trampled over. Sydney had 16 more scoring shots than the Western Bulldogs. Only won by 46 points, but I guess you can say they're lucky. It could have been a lot worse. But yes, focusing back on this game, it will be interesting because St Kilda, I expect St Kilda to make finals. I expect them and Melbourne to battle it out for the top 8. And they have been battling it out, and they've been very questionable, both sides. But for St Kilda, they got some talent. Just look at their lineup because they did omit a lot of players. Yeah, so they got rid of Savage, Mitchington, Mackenzie. So they're all out. They're all omitted for Bruce, Webster, and Wright. Actually, Josh Bruce, you really need him back. It's good to have another forward up present. You got Stevens, Webster, Wright, Sinclair, Hickey, Loney. Hickey, Loney, and Mackenzie are all emergencies. Longar, Ross, Stephen, Membry, McCartan, Gresham, Akers, Bruce, Weller, Montagna, Steele, Billings, Gilbert, Carlisle, Nunes, Geary, Brown, and Robertson. So that's sort of. Looking at their history, when was the last time St Kilda beat? Well, definitely not the last 5 times. They've all been nearly thrashings. 88 points, 46 points, 79 points, 86 points, 40 points, all maulings. All maulings. Not really a good history there. I'm just slowly picturing the margin upset just increasing at every single stat I'm seeing right now. It is just not looking good at the moment. Look at the disposals, actually quite even. 403 to 399 on average so far this year for both sides. Disposal efficiency is actually with the Saints, 75% to 73. Average inside 50s with Adelaide, 55 to 50. Average inside 50s, 59 to 53. So a bit of a blowout there. This is definitely going to test St Kilda to see where they truly are. Yeah, I'm going to go. I'm just, it's 50 points now. I'm just picturing Adelaide winning by 50 points. Contested possessions, straight into it. 159 to 142 in favour of the Crows. Uncontested possession, 257 to 244 in favour of St Kilda. Marks, 98 to 85 in favour of the Saints. However, average contestant marks are 13 to 10 in favour of the Crows. Also, in favour of the Crows, the average marks inside 450. 16 to 13. Tackles are quite even, 69 to 71. But who's going to be more aggressive that day? And I think it's going to be Adelaide tonight because Addo needing to rebound after a horrendous whopping at the hands of Geelong. And I know, it doesn't seem like, 22 points doesn't seem like a big margin. But then you kind of spread it out and you notice that it's, 7 more scoring shots. And that kind of just opens it up. You think about 7 more scoring shots, you think about it in terms of goals, and it's like it could have been 42 points. If they've been accurate, but they were just dominated. Yes, you can come back a little bit in the second, but you need in the last quarter. But you just can't perform like that if you're trying to be a premiership side. You got to perform every single week. You can't just back off and act like because Adelaide really just couldn't get any momentum. They kept turning the ball over. They kept handing it to Geelong. Geelong were fantastic, by the way. The pressure they applied, the speed they had, the agility, they just absolutely outplayed Adelaide left, right and centre. It was an absolute superb performance. But there's just so many questions that I have for the Adelaide Crows, and it's not, and you can't just simply answer it, in a click of a finger. The only way these can be answered is with what you do on the footy field. It was how you play on the footy field, how your performance is, how your abilities to use the ball, how to function like a team, because it's not, you can't just rely on 1 or 2 players. You need to rely on the entire team to win a game. especially in a year like this year where anybody can beat anybody. It could be 14th place on the ladder and you can beat 4th on the ladder. That's the kind of year it is. And it's going to be interesting, but we'll go straight into the lineups for you guys. And Hardigan, Lever, Lard make up the back line, while halfback and Smith, Talia and Douglas. This is the LA Crows lineup, of course. Atkins, Sloan and Charlie Cameron make up the centre. Half forward and Malera, Walker, Lynch. Forwards and Odden, Jenkins, Betts. Followers and Jacobs, Crouch, or both Crouch brothers. Interchanges and Beach, Knight, Kelly, Greenwood. Interesting, because emergency we've got McKay, Doherty and O'Brien. They really have a real thin list of experienced key players. Beach, Knight come in, and Brown with a fractured cheekbone, and McKay was omitted. Jonathan Beach, you want to bet he's new? Every single time they say he's new, he's like, hold on. No, I just want to see if he's new, because sometimes with the AFL website they say they're new, but they were new last week. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out if that's actually. Wait, this is round 10. You can see I'm not performing up to my standard. Round 11, thank you. Bloody oath. My laptop really does not like me at the moment. But anyway, I'm just not going to focus on it, because it's just, you're going to flip. Nope. Yes. No. Yes. Maybe. Yeah, my laptop doesn't like the AFL website too much. It's very bizarre. Was he new? Team lineups. Give me team lineups. And yeah, okay, so he's new. Oh, whoops, I'm reading the wrong one. No, he is new. Okay, very well, he's new. So I just want to clear that up, because sometimes they say they're new, but they played last week. I know it's still technically new, but when the AFL defines new on their team lineups, they don't generally define their first gamers. But anyway, back to the lineup, and going straight to St Kilda. We've got Geary, Brown, Robertson, Nunes, Carlisle and Gilbert in the defence. Centres in Montagna, Still, Billings, half forward in Akers, Bruce, Weller, forwards in Gresham, McCartan and Membry, followers in Longer, Ross and Stephen, interchanges in Kobe Stevens, Webster, Wright and Sinclair, emergencies in Hickey, Loney and Mackenzie. And as I was saying earlier, Bruce, Webster, Wright come in. Savage, Minchington and Mackenzie all come out for the side, all omitted after a not so good round 10. And just to recap, it was, how many points did they lose by? 40 points against Western Bulldogs. They lost by. I'm just trying to remember that game. Okay, yeah, I remember it. Yeah, Dogs dominated the second half. They're actually quite disappointing. Okay, that game anyway. So a big congratulations to Jonathan Beach of Adelaide Crows making his debut, and a big congratulations to Weller playing his 100th game, and Longer playing his 50th game for the St Kilda Football Club. But anyway, I'm going Adelaide by 50 points now. I know it started at I think 4 goals, and now it's blown out to 50 points, but just because of those stats just kept coming in. My tipping hasn't been all too good, guys. No doubt I'm not the only one. Everybody's just having a hard time trying to pick the winners. It's been a very difficult year. But that's brilliant. That's what we want in AFL. We want it to be so unpredictable that, switch your TV on and it's, you just get a huge shock at who's leading. But anyway, that's it from me here today, guys. Good luck to both sides, both Adelaide Crows and the St Kilda Football Club. Hope your team wins, guys, and you all take care, stay safe, and I shall see you in the next video.